Radical Islamic terrorists have just tried and failed, fortunately, to assassinate British Prime Minister Theresa May. And according to Sky News, Sky's crime correspondent Martin Brunt said it's the latest in a number of terrorist plots that police and MI5 believe they foiled this year. And take note of that. A terror plot to assassinate Prime Minister Theresa May has been foiled, Sky News sources have confirmed. Islamist suicide plot to assassinate Prime Minister Theresa May. 2 men will appear in court today to face charges related to an alleged explosive plot on number 10 Downing Street. So they tried to blow up Downing Street, where the Prime Minister of the UK has their residence and their office. That's the primary residence of the British Prime Minister. Now, for those of you who don't know, Theresa May is the British Prime Minister. She succeeded the former British Prime Minister David Cameron, who resigned in disgrace after the Brexit vote. He is the one that brought about the Brexit vote. He wanted Britain to remain in the EU, but because of an election promise he gave, he brought about the EU referendum. It didn't go the way he wanted. The UK voted to leave the EU rightfully, and he resigned as a result. Enter Theresa May. I feel she has been a complete disappointment for the UK. Now, I don't live in the UK. I've never lived in the UK. But I think, and I have a very good feeling, that most British people would agree with me that she's been a disappointment. If someone like Jeremy Corbyn can be a few points ahead of Theresa May, there's a problem. And I know a lot of people living in the UK. And the number one reason why I feel she has been a disappointment is because she has failed to keep Britain safe and sovereign. What do I mean by that? Well, I feel that Theresa May is just like all the other European leaders. All talk, no action. Every time there's a terrorist attack in Europe, whether it's in London, Manchester, Paris, Nice, Germany, Sweden, Europe has been bitch slapped by terrorism over and over and over again. I feel sorry for the Europeans. And their leaders, it's just, we're sorry this happened. We won't do it again. We're going to keep you safe. We will be strong. We have to be strong and united and hashtag this and hashtag that. And I am Britain and I am London and I am Manchester. And it's hashtags. It's all hashtags, but nothing gets done. The terrorists just do it again. Let's look at the facts. We have many radical, hardcore Islamists in the UK who threaten Britain on a daily basis. Anjem Chowdhury is one example. Many of those kind of assholes out there, they just threaten Britain on a daily basis in the worst possible way. There was one radical Islamist who said he wants to turn Buckingham Palace into a huge mosque, and if the Queen doesn't convert to Islam, she must be beheaded. In Britain, he said this in Britain, right there in Britain. Britain accepted this guy, and he says that. Meanwhile, Britain spends more time going after people like Tommy Robinson, who criticizes Islam. They spend more time going after people like Tommy Robinson and Jada Franson and those people who criticize Islam, going after them and creating laws that would make it illegal to criticize Islam, and less time going after radical Islamic terrorists. They are so lackadaisically lazy when it comes to radical Islamic terrorists. The UK, Theresa May's government, and all the governments of Europe, most of them, so lackadaisically lazy when it comes to Islamic terrorists. But the moment you got a white dude who criticizes Islam, or anybody who criticizes Islam, oh boy, You got MI5, MI6, MI7, 8, 9, 10 coming down your drain pipe ready to tear you up. Tear you up. You got so many no-go zones in Britain. Luton, I mean, I wouldn't call them no-go zones, but these are areas that the common person doesn't go to. Luton in the UK is one example. It's basically anybody who goes to certain parts of Luton, you got to be crazy. You got to be like on crack or something. It's radical, hardcore Islamic people and maybe a few poor white people living there. That's it. That's it. You got Sharia courts in the UK, not in Saudi Arabia, not in Afghanistan, not in Pakistan, not in Uzbekistan, in the UK. If you want to be tried under Sharia law in the UK, you can be. Theresa May's government has done nothing about it. Nothing. I wrote down a list of all this. And the one other thing is that the amount of Islamic indoctrination in schools in the UK is just mind-boggling. Now, I'm not saying, if people want to learn about Islam, but I think that should be saved for colleges and universities. I mean, first of all, Christianity has been wiped away from the UK many years ago. There are more atheists in the UK than there are Christians. So then why is it that schools are now learning about this hardcore Islam? You can look it up. Just look it up for yourself. I don't do conspiracy theories. I don't want to do that because I want trust. Look it up for yourself. So this is Theresa May's record. And it's not just her record. This goes back a long time. Britain has gone a far ways away from Winston Churchill and Margaret Thatcher and Lord Nelson. That's not the same Britain anymore. Britain is dead. Europe is dead. Europe and Britain, they're dead. And Theresa May is partly responsible. She spends more time attacking Trump for retweeting a tweet from Britain First. And I would say that Britain First is not racist. Now, there are things Britain First members have said that I would never say. I know people say things in anger. But I've said this repeatedly. Criticizing Islam does not make you racist because Islam is a religion and religions are ideologies, and we have the right to criticize any damn ideology we want, whether it's Islam, Christianity, Judaism, conservatism, socialism, capitalism, whatever. But after Theresa May's life has just been threatened by Islamic terrorists, is she finally going to get tough on radical Islamic terrorism? Is she finally going to get rid of the Sharia courts in the UK? Is she going to finally close the border, not close the borders, but secure the UK's borders? Get out of the EU, secure the UK's borders, stop having people just pouring into the UK, open borders. We don't know where they come from. We don't know what their ideology is, just trying to change the face of Britain forever. Is she going to finally crack down on those damn radical imams who keep threatening the UK and calling on Buckingham Palace to be turned into a big mosque and chopping the Queen's head off and all that cobswallop rubbish? Is she going to finally stop arresting people for criticizing Islam? Leave Tommy Robinson alone. Leave Donald Trump alone. Is she going to finally get tough on Islamic terrorism? And I would say this. People think that I'm bashing Islam and I'm attacking Islamic people. I'm not. This would benefit Islamic people. I bet you there's an Islamic person watching this who's maybe a troll or maybe who agrees with me. I don't know. But if you're Islamic, aren't you tired of Islam having such a bad reputation on the media? Aren't you tired of it? Aren't you tired of seeing your brothers acting so poorly and seeing another Islamic person blowing? I know I would be. So if we were to destroy radical Islamic terrorism forever, destroy it, I think that it would benefit the Islamic community. They would stop having their reputation tarnished every day on the television, and it would benefit people like me and the British and the Europeans and the West, because we would stop being attacked by terrorists. It would benefit everybody. But these people just don't take it seriously. And as a result, it keeps happening in Europe over and over and over again, because the British government and European governments just really are lackadaisically lazy about this issue. Will this change Theresa May? I don't think it will. I know it would change me. If a terrorist tried to blow me up, I would be like, you know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of this shit. I'm going to close down the Sharia courts. I'm going to stop these no-go zones like Luton and clean up Britain. I'm going to get down on those people who threaten Britain and threaten Britain's safety, and stop arresting people for criticizing Islam. I would stop all of that. Theresa May, get your act together. Europe, get your act together. Theresa May, you almost got blown up by a terrorist. This should be your wake-up call. Get yourself together. Keep your country safe. This is the Iranian nation trying to knock some sense into Theresa May.